Having a beautiful woman as a wife was extremely dangerous at times. Modern times are characterized by finely structured legal systems based on social contracts. A beautiful woman as a wife can end a man's life in tragedy in many instances. An ecstatic danger lurks in a beautiful woman. He led his family down to southern Egypt. During that time, Egypt, where the Nile flows, was a symbol of abundance and prosperity. Abraham's heart began to tremble as he neared Egypt. As a result of seeing Sarah's beauty, Abraham was anxious that Egyptian men would kill him and take her away. Almost as soon as it crossed the Egyptian border, the unrest turned into fear. Abraham talked to his wife carefully in the end. "Your beauty will make the Egyptians kill me and steal you if they know you're my wife. Tell them you're my sister instead." Sarah, the wife who listened to her husband, would have asked Abraham this question: "Wouldn't it be easier for Egyptian men to take me as their wife if you said I was your sister? If they say you are my wife, they will kill me and take you, but if you say you are my sister, you will save my life. Please do me a favor and save my life." Sarah had never seen a husband so servile. She had to say it because her husband's life depended on it. Sarah's beauty stirred the Egyptian city as Abraham's party entered Egypt. Sarah's news attracted powerful and wealthy men. They might have fled from Pharaoh, the most powerful man in Egypt, if they had Sarah as their wife. Because of the same fear as Abraham, they led Sarah to Pharaoh instead of taking her. Also, Pharaoh's servants brought the woman to his palace because they praised her. At the banquet, Pharaoh and his servants seemed to be enamored with Sarah's beauty. Abraham, however, was given sheep, cattle, slaves, male and female donkeys, and livestock as gifts by Pharaoh because of Sarah. Was this gift given to Abraham, Sarah's brother, by Pharaoh as a wedding gift? Is it possible that he gave Abraham such gifts after his first night? It is not recorded in the Bible that Pharaoh and Sarah had sex together. As Abraham became rich due to Sarah, Jehovah caused a great disaster to the Pharaoh and his household. Pharaoh and Sarah had sex just before a disaster struck his house. The following statement suggests that Pharaoh had sex with Sarah. "Why did you say, 'She is my sister,' so that I took her as my wife? Then here is your wife. Take her and go." Every night Abraham must have spent supporting his wife to Pharaoh must have been very painful. Although it was a materially rich and comfortable environment, it would have been painful. Also, how many tears did Sarah shed while having sex with Pharaoh every night? If Sarah's days in Pharaoh's palace were prolonged, Abraham's family would simply collapse. So Jehovah hurriedly intervened and inflicted a severe disaster on Pharaoh and his house to send Sarah back to Abraham. However, after Sodom and Gomorrah's judgment, Abraham made another mistake in Egypt. He then moved south and lived in Gerar between Kadesh and Shur, making the same mistake whenever he traveled down south like this. Was Abraham more afraid of southern men than other local men? Since Abraham called Sarah his sister, King Abimelech of Gerar tried to make Sarah his wife. It might have been time to spend the first night together. Abimelech seems to have drunk a lot at the party, so he fell asleep before having sex with Sarah. Jehovah appeared in his dream and warned Abimelech, "I threatened to kill Sarah if I had sex with her." Abimelech returned Sarah to Abraham early the next morning, protesting killing an innocent man. Abraham's answer, protested by Abimelech, is a masterpiece. Abraham replied, "I said to myself, there is surely no fear of God in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she really is my sister, the daughter of my father though not of my mother, and she became my wife. And when God had me wander from my father's household, I said to her, 'This is how you can show your love to me. Everywhere we go, say of me, he is my brother.'" To call a wife a sister is not to deceive people. Because Sarah is a wife and a sister. When a person with a beautiful woman as a wife moved down to a strange land, she instinctively sensed danger. She found a way to live. This tells us how harsh the poem was. And in such an era, it goes without saying that the most powerful made the most beautiful woman their wife. Nowadays, we do not openly kill men with beautiful women as their wives. However, it is undeniable that those with political and financial power tend to monopolize such women. As the men who lost in the midst of that actually became mortals and died, Abraham's anxiety and fear still resonate. The anxious Abrahams will call upon Jehovah,